Okay. Hello and welcome to Books with Alison. Today we are reviewing The Path of Least Resistance by Robert Fritz. And this is about learning to become the creative force in your own life. This was written in 1984. So it has language that's a little bit older, if you will, not too old, mind you, based off of how old I am. Okay. So I got this book because it was recommended on an empath and spiritual group about creativity and entrepreneurs. I was like, yes, this is what I need. So of course I picked it up. I broke my rule again. So if you watch my channel, you know that I do not review books until I've read the whole thing, but I could not finish this book. I did not like it. I'm just going to say that. Okay. Now, in the beginning, I really, really liked it. And I have all of these things that are underlined and tabbed. And I really thought, like, okay, this is going to go somewhere. And it talks a lot about creativity and tension and how going for what you want creates tension because you don't think you can have it. And this kind of like tug and war effect between our end goal and what we want to create and what we want to achieve and things like that. And I thought, yes, this is how I feel. And he kind of reframed it a little bit, but not so much that I felt like we're going somewhere. It ended up just being the same old kind of book, honestly, about creativity. There's so many better ones out there. And the whole thing kind of led into the people who took my course are life changing, and it only took 2 days for them to completely change their entire life. And that's wonderful. But I really felt like he was selling his program throughout the book instead of like sharing genuine information. The other thing that I thought on a negative side was that I can't find it in the book, so I apologize, but he was telling the story about this woman who had issues with her father, and she was just bouncing back and forth between seminars and therapists and things like that. And if only she could get over it, I'm paraphrasing, she would be able to move forward. And what I know now in my training, in my life as a functional medicine physician and working with people for 15 years is that trauma informed care and working with people is so much more important, where I say we very generally, but I feel like people who deeply care about others and want to see them have a better life and a better future and are able to move forward themselves don't understand how difficult it can be for others who have experienced abuse and trauma and all of these things in their life to be able to move forward without care. And it takes specialized skill of a therapist, a counselor, a psychiatrist, someone in the trauma informed field to help these people move forward without shame, without blame, without saying they need to just get over it and do better, because that's not how this works. And even if they do get over it, they probably didn't get over it. They just pressed it down deep enough to get through your seminar to make a little bit of change. But until those things are addressed, they're not going to be able to fix it. So that's my little tirade in this book. I'm looking at different parts, things I did like. I underlined they do creators do not confuse their creations with their own identity. You are not what you create. Even though your creations come through you and from you, your creations are separate from you. And I do appreciate that. He said the reason you would create anything is because you love it enough to see it exist. And I think that's a beautiful way of looking at creativity. I'm working on writing my fourth book right now. I just can't bring myself to do it because I'm so scared of what are people going to say? What if it's not helpful enough? What if it's not trauma informed enough? What if people take offense to it? But I have to realize that it's my creation. I'm going to put it out there eventually, and people are going to love it. People are going to hate it, but it doesn't mean that they hate me. Doesn't mean I can't go back and fix it. Doesn't mean that I'm a bad person. I there's a lot there. There's a lot to unpack there. So, and the reason I want to write it is because I love it enough to want to see it exist. I want my story to be known to help other people to move forward with their lives as well and get the help that they need and understand that they're not alone. So that motivation and creativity is really important. The other thing I don't like is I still feel like he's into Sigmund Freud, which is not okay. We're way past that. And how powerlessness is basically an illusion, which isn't necessarily true either. So there's some really fine lines here that if you read it, when you read it, I'd love to hear what you think, what you took away from it. There's really good parts. There's some really not great parts. He kind of just runs around in circles talking about tension, things like that, and visioning, and it's just basically all the same old nonsense as I'm flipping the pages through it. So read it, don't read it, let me know what you think. What I would love to hear from you in the comments is what book on creativity did you love? Do you like? I have this in my Awaken Your Genius by Carolyn Elliott, which I bought. I haven't read it yet. So like, what books on creativity do you love that maybe we can share and learn about and actually have good experience with, motivation, inspirational, less traumatizing? Okay. All right. My phone's going crazy. I forgot to silence it. I apologize. Real life moment here. Make sure you like and subscribe so you stay tuned with all of my weekly book review videos. Let me know what you're reading, what you love, and I'll put it on my list to get after. So thanks for tuning in and see you next time.